Hi, and welcome to my channel, Laura's Library Card. So this weekend was Contemporaryathon, and this video is going to be the second half of that weekend, part 2. Don't forget to watch part 1 before you do this, but here are my vlogs from the second half of Contemporaryathon. Hi guys, so it is time for a vlog update. It is late afternoon on Sunday, and I just kind of wanted to tell you what's been going on. So I worked this morning on editing the part 1 of this vlog for the weekend for Contemporaryathon. So that is up and live, so I'll post a link up here. After I got that edited and uploaded and live, I had some lunch, and it was just some pasta, boring, and my husband's at work today, so I've got the house to myself, and I have lounged and I have read. So I am 42% of the way through Undercover Bromance. And I'm liking it, but not as well as the first book. I'm not 100% sure why that is. I think the first book, we really cared about Gavin and Thea, and for me, I'm not quite as invested in these characters. And also, we haven't seen how the romance books really come into play yet, which was a very strong element in the first book, and I think they still will. I think there's still time, but other than the guys all chapter 1 going and purchasing romance books, it really hasn't been a thing. Also, I am not a huge fan of Liv. I'm not really sure what it is. I think we just saw her so strongly guarded in the first book, and in this book she just has this like wall up where she doesn't want anybody in, but especially men. And I think that the premise where the two of them are going to like work together to, get some justice for this, person who's been wronged, and, kind of have a common enemy is a good like plot point. But like, so far we're like 40% of the way through, and there really has only been the barest hint of like, oh, like he is cute, or, she's beautiful. And I'm like, I wish there was like a little bit more tension happening. I don't know. I'm enjoying the story. I just like wish there was a stronger romance book element that Mac was using as his manual, very similarly to how Gavin was in the first book. And I'm not quite as invested in these characters. Last thing is that I don't 100% agree with what Liv is trying to accomplish here. I understand that she can't go to the police about the thing that she knows happened to this person because that person is not going to agree or come forward or testify or whatever. But at the same time, like, she is so upset at Mac for Mac bringing more people in to try to help solve their problem. And I'm like, I don't understand why this is like a secret. So I just don't 100% agree with how Liv has been handling this whole scenario. So I intend to finish Undercover Bromance by the end of the day. That still leaves one more day in the Contemporaryathon, and tonight is the Twilight live show with Chandler Ainsley. So tomorrow's vlogs should talk about that, because I did finish the last like 2 chapters of Twilight so that I could be prepared for the live show. So I'm going to try to post a little vlog before the live show tonight, and then I will update you when I finish or when something really cool happens in Undercover Bromance. Otherwise, stay tuned for more. Hi guys, I'm just jumping on. It's Sunday evening, right around sunset, and I wanted to give you an update on Contemporaryathon. And I have just finished Undercover Bromance. So I liked the book. I had a couple things that I didn't like as well as the first book. I am super psyched that I finished 2 books in 2 days, and really almost 3 books in 3 days if we, at least 2 3/4 books in 3 days. So a quick update on Undercover Bromance. My problem was that there wasn't the romance book element in this book as there was in the first one. In the first one, we had excerpts where Gavin kind of realizes that his life is paralleling the, Regency romance that he's reading, and we get little excerpts of that so that we, the reader, can be like, I'm piecing it together. And in this book, in the second one, Undercover Bromance, those excerpts were pretty much not there. I think there was only one. And there was only, I think, one time where all the guys get together as like a book club meeting and discuss the book. I just felt like that was a really strong element and a major theme in the first book that was not carried through in the second book. I enjoyed this book. I liked the characters of Liv and Mac. I didn't like them as well as I liked Thea and Gavin, but it was good. I don't know. For me, this was just like a really solid romance. It just wasn't it didn't really get me hyped up the way that the first book did. So glad I read it. And I think there's supposed to be another one coming out by the same author that's part of the same series. And I would be interested in that next book or more books in the series, especially depending on who the characters are. I think Mac said he's one of the only people who's not in a relationship, but I want a book with Noah. So I don't know how much more reading I'm going to get done tonight. I think I'm going to let my eyes kind of relax and take a break, but I do have tomorrow off because it's Memorial Day, so I think I will pick up Well Met. I might try the Read Me Romance podcast. I've listened to only 2 episodes before, but I really enjoyed them, so I might kind of slip in an extra little novella or short story using that. So that's my plan for today. Thanks so much for watching this far, and stay tuned for, I probably won't do another vlog tonight, but stay tuned for Monday, Memorial Day's vlog posts as I finish out Contemporaryathon. Hey guys, it is noon on Monday, Memorial Day, and it's the last day of Contemporaryathon. And I have been really productive today, but not reading. I got up and I mowed the lawn and I showered and I actually edited a bunch of closed captions on my other videos. Tried on my new shirt. I'm undecided on if this peachy pink kind of works for me. Let me know if you think it does, or if it doesn't, comment. Because I could still return it. So I just kind of wanted to jump on right before I made some lunch, and hopefully you guys cannot hear my stomach growling, but I'm going to go make some lunch, and then I'm going to try to dedicate the rest of the day to reading some more contemporary. I have Well Met by Jen DeLuca already out and ready. I already kind of mentioned that in yesterday's videos, and it got bumped for the sequel to Bromance Book Club, which was called Undercover Bromance, but I finished that yesterday. So I think I'm going to try to read Well Met today. That's the plan, and I am excited about that book, even though I'm kind of bummed that I can't start The Eye of the World, which is the first book in the Wheel of Time series. And I'm in a sort of read along for the Wheel of Time series, and that starts today, and instead I'm like, no, contemporary, because I decided to do this Contemporaryathon. But that's coming up. So I'll try to tune back in later and give you an update on how far I've made it in Well Met. Thanks. Bye. Hi friends. So this is my vlog update. It is 5:30 or so on Monday afternoon, and I've been reading away. I'm just about 50% of the way through Well Met because I didn't go and read. I went and made lunch and watched Outlander and cleaned up around the house. And finally I started to read. So yeah, I'm surprised at how much progress I've made in Well Met. I'm really enjoying it. It's a cute little story. The main character is named Emily, and she has volunteered with her niece to work this local Ren fair. And she's sort of staying in town to help her sister who had an accident, and she's really kind of at a crossroads for her own life. Emily had just gotten dumped and didn't have a place to live right before her sister needed help. So she's sort of like confused as to what she's going to do with her life, and she's happy to help her sister, but at the same time she's like unsure where she's going to go from here. And so there's been a lot of time focused on Emily and her thoughts and her interests. We're getting a really good overview of sort of like what Emily's personality is like, which I'm really enjoying. That being said, that means we're not getting a ton of romance, and I feel like the romance side of things is sort of just now starting to pick up. There's this, banter back and forth between her and her love interest named Simon. But it really seems to be mostly when they're both in character at the Ren Fair. So I'm enjoying this. I'm kind of interested to see where this is going to go. I'm not sure what the conflict is going to be, because all romance books have to have conflict. There are a number of tropes at work here. The Ren Fair is a limited number of weeks, so there's sort of a deadline for them to kind of have feelings, and then they're going to go their separate ways. Another trope at work is that they are sort of themselves during some part of the time and in character at other point of the time. So it almost feels like what they do in character doesn't translate to real life. And there's already been moments where Emily's like she's like, I'm swooning, and then she's like, no, like Emma is swooning at the pirate, not Emily swooning at Simon. So I'm enjoying it. It's very slow burn, but it's very bantery, and I really like Emily and her determination to help people, and I am looking forward to seeing where this goes. I'm going to go get some dinner with my husband, and I'm going to try to film again at the end of the night so that it will wrap up my Contemporaryathon. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, so I am filming my last vlog of Contemporaryathon. Yay! And even more exciting is I finished Well Met. Yay! So I feel like I already said a lot about this, actually, that I summarized it pretty well. I enjoyed the book. I would give it a solid 4 out of 5, but I'm sort of struggling with the romance aspect of it, because we actually see so much time where Emily is thinking about herself, and where she's trying to, she really discovers a lot about herself and what she wants out of life, and she kind of comes to terms with her previous relationship, and she kind of is making a lot of big life decisions. And yes, she is simultaneously having this flirtation and then developing feelings for Simon, but we never really get to see Simon's point of view. It's always written from Emily's point of view, and she kind of helps him too. She kind of figures out what's going on with him, and they kind of develop feelings, and when they do ultimately come together, it is a nice steamy sex scene. But there's really only that one scene. There's some kissing and stuff after that, but there's really, were very nice kissing scenes. But there was really only the one sex scene, but it was good. It was hot. But yeah, like I said, it didn't feel like the romance was the main plot line, or it was at least as important as Emily's own self journey. I just found it really refreshing that this book had a lot of Emily's own journey and her own self-discovery and her own character arc, in addition to, and pretty much in my opinion, just as strong as the romance part. So I liked it. I'd give it 4 out of 5 stars, and I'm going to check out to see what else this author has to offer. I did look it up, and there is another book, a third book by Lyssa K. Adams that is after Undercover Bromance, and it is called Crazy Stupid Bromance, and it's about Noah, so I'm going to look forward to that. It says, I think the published date is October, so I have to wait a bit for that one. Additionally, there is a sequel to Well Met. It is called Well Played, and that's by Jen DeLuca, and the expected publication for that is also this fall in September. I enjoyed Well Met enough that I think I will continue. I haven't looked up to see what it's about, but I liked it enough to continue, so I'm interested to see what else Jen DeLuca has. So that's a wrap on my first ever readathon, Contemporaryathon. So I did some quick math, and it looks like I read about 1,300 pages over the course of about 4 days. I did have to work on Friday, and I did sort of slack off a little bit today, and I'm finishing at 10 p.m. So, you know, it's really like 3.5 days. I personally am impressed. I know there are other people out there who've like read a dozen books in that length of time, but for me, that's really good. I read 3 books in 3 days, plus a little bit of, you know, finishing up of Twilight and finishing up of the Van Birch incident, which was the first book. And I do intend to have a review coming soon. I've already filmed it. I just got to edit the crap out of it because I rambled. Story of my life. I'm really happy with how this Contemporaryathon went, and I look forward to doing it again in the future. It was really nice to kind of have time that I purposely was making in my schedule for reading. And that's not something I've not done before, but it was really nice to kind of like have that as an excuse and kind of be able to say like, nope, it's you know, a readathon, like I'm going to sit and read. So that's a wrap on Contemporaryathon. Thanks so much for watching me along this whole process and dealing with my weird like camera angles. Sorry about that. If you've made it this far, please comment on any of the books that I've said or what books I should read next time there's a readathon. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe if my rambling appeals to you. Thanks. Bye.